So I don't know how long it will continue. So if it is before that, I can take the class, otherwise I may not. Okay. So I'm thinking I will be able to take the class. Okay. So please check if I'm there, you can join, otherwise there is no class. Okay. So maybe due to the convocation, there is some problem in the campus. So about the net, so they have put some restriction. So that is the reason. So it is mentioning that there is some problem in the MS team. Okay. So of course, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I will explain. Okay. So since you are already there in the meeting, so let us discuss if any problem. Okay. If any problem, you can ask me. What you have discussed earlier, the integer programming, the branch and bound method, etc. Okay, you can ask. Are you able to hear? Are you solving problem?
Yes, sir.
Any difficulty you find? No difficulty. Means you are not solving. So if you will tell, okay, I should take the class, I should certainly I will continue. There is no problem. I'm from my side it is ready, because so I thought of maybe the MS team will not permit. So now permitting. Okay, all right. Should I start? Because since I have already sent mail to many students, almost all the students, mail has gone. So I should not start a new chapter. So we'll discuss, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you have any doubt, just tell me. See, so we have discussed a very crucial chapter, that is duality theory. Okay. Say if any problem is there, so sometimes the duality theory will help us to solve the problem. Okay. So dual help. So primal and dual. Okay. So we can solve primal, we can solve dual. So now after seeing the problem, we'll see whether the primal will be easier or dual will be easier. For example, it is a minimization type problem. We'll change to maximization type. Generally, maximization type problems are easier. Okay, maximization type problem means, let us say the objective function is maximization type, constants are all less than equal type. Maximization type problem. Minimization time, the objective function is minimization type, constants are greater than equal type. Okay, since greater than equal type, so we will use either big M method or two-phase simplex method, of course, dual simplex method. So any method you can use. So since we have already learned dual simplex method will be easier. Primal problem, dual problem. If you can solve one problem, because both the problems are, let us say, feasible and has optimal solution. If you can one of the problem, either primal or dual, so after solving the primal, dual answer we can also get. Okay, so that relationship already it is given. I have already told you how to derive the relationship. If primal you are solving, if primal problem you are solving means you know value of the auxiliary function, value of the primal variables. So dual problem can be solved. The value of the auxiliary function is same as value of the primal, and dual are both are equal, and the dual variables are different. So you can find the value. There is a rule. Okay, so that is complete. But sometimes there is a question for a problem. I'm setting a solution, maybe an optimal solution, maybe a feasible solution, or maybe something else. Okay, maybe an infeasible solution. So my question is it a optimal solution of the problem? So without solving, you will apply the primal dual rule, the relationship. Then you will conclude, yes, it is an optimal solution, or no, it is not an optimal solution. Using the relationship, so you will not solve. If you solve, you will spend all the time, so you need not solve. Using the relationship, you will conclude that this is an optimal solution, or this is a solution, or it is an infeasible solution, etc. Okay, right? Number one. Number two, this primal dual relationship we use in transportation problem. What do we use? So transportation problem we solve in two different phases. What is the first phase? First phase we find a trial solution. This trial solution will check whether the trial solution is an optimal solution or not. If it is not optimal solution, so we'll check it using the duality theory. So using the duality theory, we'll try to improve improve the solution. That is known as stepping stone method or UV method. Okay, that we will discuss. But if it is a transportation problem, it is a special type of linear programming problem. For the special type of linear programming problem, you will find the dual of that problem. Generally, transportation problems, as you know, so it is minimization type of objective function. There are some source constraints, they are equally type. There are some demand constraints, they are also equally type. If it is a balanced problem, amount of source, whatever is available, that is same amount is demand. So both are equal. So we say it is a balanced transportation problem. So from the balanced transportation problem, if you know the trial solution, we'll try to check whether the solution is optimal or not using the duality theory. So duality theory is crucial. Okay. So now I am just telling about the duality theory. How much you have remembered? Okay. How much you have remembered? Let us know about the duality theory. This we have already discussed. I am just going through some numerical example. This is the problem. So already this is a very known problem to everybody. So with respect to this problem, this linear programming problem, as you know, this is a single optimal solution. And if you find the dual, this is we are naming this problem as primal. If you find the dual is like this. Dual is like this. So the primal variables are x1, x2. Dual variables are y1, y2, y3. So as you know, and there are three constants, both are less than equal type, and there are three dual variables, both are non-negative. The dual variables are y1, y2, y3. Okay. So now the question is how to find the dual variables, how to find the primal variables if you are solving one of the problem. Now, which problem you are solving? Now, this is not decided. So you will solve one of the problem and will find the solution of other problem by using the duality theory. Okay, this. So let us say this x1 equal to 6 and x2 equal to 2.5 is an optimal solution. I am just straightforward going, this is an optimal solution. If it is an optimal solution, so what is the value of the objective function? x1 maxima is z equal to x1 plus 3x2. x1 equal to 6 and x2 equal to 2.5.
13.5.
13.5. So it is an optimal solution. Now you are sure that this objective function of the primal and dual both will be equal because due to the strong duality theorem. Okay. So both will be equal. So maximum value of z equal to 13.5. Minimum value of z dash also equal to 13.5. So minimum value of z dash equal to maximum value of z, both are equal. Okay. So one optimal solution. Now we are interested to find the dual variables y1, y2, y3. y1, y2, y3. Anybody can help me? Okay. So now clearly you say something like this. So x1 plus x2 minus 10 into y1 equal to 0. This is the primal dual relationship. x1 plus x2 into minus 10 into y1 equal to 0. So this means either y1 equal to 0 or x1 plus x2 equal to 10. x1 plus x2 minus 10 into y1 equal to 0. This means x1 plus x2 equal to 10 or y1 equal to 0. See, what is the value of x1? 6. What is the value of x2? 2.5. 6 plus 2.5 equal to 8.5. It is not equal to 10. It is becoming 8.5. So, what is the conclusion? Y1 has to be 0, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Y1 has to be 0. Y1 has to be 0. Now, second one, x1 plus 2x2 minus 11 into y2 equal to 0. So, x1 plus 2x2 minus 11 into y2 equal to 0. So, what you, because already, so x1 plus 2, x2 minus 11
Equal to 0.
into equal to 0 into y2. See, when this product of two terms equal to 0, for example, I'm saying, so a into b equal to 0, either a equal to 0 or b equal to 0 or both can be equal to 0. Product equal to 0. Okay. Product 0 means at least one of them is 0. So here, suddenly we got x1 plus 2x2 minus 11 equal to 0. So y2 can be 0 or cannot be 0, that we cannot say, but y1 must be 0. Okay, so that is not decided here, but this x1 plus 2x2 equal to 11, right? Then say third equation, say x1 plus 4x2 minus 16 into y3 equal to 0. So x1 plus 4x2, that is 6 plus 10, 16. So this y2, y3, what we find here, they can be 0, they can be not 0. So certainly not negative, either 0 or positive. Okay, that will decide. Now come to the dual. Okay, come to the dual. Dual. So here, so y1 plus y2 plus y3 minus 1 into x1 equal to 0. What is x1? x1 is non-zero. x1 is non-zero, right? x1 is non-zero because already know x1 equal to 6. So this means y1 plus y2 plus y3 equal to 1. Already you got y1 equal to 0. So what is there? y2 plus y3 equal to 1. Yes or no? Now, second equation, y1 plus 2y2 plus 4y3 minus 3 whole into x2 equal to 0. x2 is non-zero. So this means y1 is 0 already we have declared. So 2y2 plus 4y3 equal to 3. y2 plus y3 equal to 1. Now you solve it. What is the value of y2 and y3? What is the value of y2 and y3? Tell me. That is y2 equal to half, y3 equal to half, y1 already 0. So y2 equal to half, y3 equal to half. This gives solution. y2 plus y3 equal to 1. 2y2 plus 4y3 equal to 3 because half of. All three are non-negative. Now you substitute in the auxiliary function. What is that? 11y2 plus 16y3. Together how much it is? 27 into half. That is 27 by 2. That is 13.5. Yes or no? So minimum value of the primal auxiliary function is equal to maximum value of the dual auxiliary function. Both are equal. That is equal to 13.5. What are the value of the primal variables? 6 optimal variables, 6 and 2.5. What is the value of the optimal value of the dual variables? 0, half, half. Correct?
Yes, sir.
It is clear? Now I am coming to second problem. This already there, and if you like, you can go through again. So okay. Now I am going to a unknown problem. Okay, this now this number 2. So number 2, everybody, you must check yourself. Now I am asking whether 8 and 2 is a optimal solution or not. Let us say whether 8 and 2 is a optimal solution or not. Find an optimal solution. Check it whether 8 and 2 is a optimal solution or not using duality theory. Please check. What is your answer? Say 8
Yes, sir.
plus 2. Is it optimal solution?
Yes, sir.
How quickly you are able to say?
Sir, I put in all the constraints and checked.
Constraint satisfied is means not that optimal, it is a feasible solution. Okay. So if all the constraints are fulfilled, then it is a feasible solution. But how to know it is optimal?
Sir, dual
Optimal.
also I
What is the value of the dual variables? Now tell me. Dual variables. What is the value of dual variables? How much?
Sir, I did before that, so I'm saying.
You know how much? What is the value of dual variables? Tell
I'll
me.
have to see, sir.
Okay. Now, example 3, you have also done already. Example 3. See, those are really interested to learn the subject thoroughly. Okay. So, because today I just got a letter from some student. He is applying, several management schools, London School of Economics. He's an applicant. Okay. So he wants a recommendation. See, if you have studied this subject and it will be convenient for you and you learn many things. But what I am saying here, you learn it thoroughly. Okay. This is the time to learn and this is time to verify. Okay. So for this problem, so is it the 0 and 4 is the optimal solution? Is it only you have a unique solution or you have alternate optimal solution? Okay. So the simple example I have changed is maximization type. Okay. Whether what is your conclusion? What is your conclusion? Anybody? I'm asking whether 0 and 4 is a feasible solution or not. Certainly you can see. So 4 is less than equal to 10, 8 is less than equal to 11, 16 is less than equal to 16. Okay. 0, 4 is a feasible solution. Now what is the value of the auxiliary function? That is 16. Now dual variables, dual problem, that is minimize z dash equal to 10y1 plus 11y2 plus 16y3. Okay. Subject to y1 plus y2 plus y3, that is greater than equal to 1. Then we have, say, y1 plus 2y2 plus 4y3 is greater than equal to 4. Okay. So these are the two constants. Okay. Now, so you have to set, after knowing the primal variables, you find the dual variables. What is the dual variables you are finding? Anybody can say? Is it 0, 0, 1?
2 by 3 and 4 by 3.
Is it 0, 0, 1? Dual variables are 0, 0, 1? Yes or no?
No, sir.
So if it is 0, 0, 1, see, what is the value of the dual auxiliary function also becoming 16? Okay, primal auxiliary function is also 16. So both are optimal. Now next question is, do you have an alternate optimal solution? So what is your answer? Alternate optimal solution. Either it is yes or no. If it is yes, then how? If it is no. So after knowing one solution, you have to find, if you are using simplex table, you have to find another one. So if you can detect 2, then you can detect infinite. So you have to find second solution also, first, second. So if you find 2, then you can say it's infinite, the convex combination. Can you find, 1 is there, 0, 4. Can you find second one? 0, 4. See, if I'm saying, say, 6 and 2.5, is it the optimal solution? 6 and 2.5, check. What is the value of the auxiliary function?
No.
Why? Why it is no? It is coming 16. And that is also coming 16.
First constraint is not fulfilled.
Who tell, say 6 plus 2.5, how much it is? 8.5, less than equal to 10. It is fulfilled. Who said it is not fulfilled? It is a feasible solution. x1 plus 2x2, it is 11, equal to 11. That is less than. If it is greater than 10, then you can say not fulfilled. It is less than equal to, less than or equal to. Okay. So that is also a solution. Okay. So it has infinitely many optimal solution. Okay. But the dual, the primal has infinitely many optimal solution. But what about the dual? See, there is no such theorem. If primal has infinitely many solutions, the dual has also infinitely many solutions, not that. Okay. So, yes, primal has infinitely many solutions. See, dual, we have detected one. What is the second solution? Okay. Now see this second one. What about this? Find an see 82 and 04. 82 and 04. We are talking about the minimum. If it is 82, how much is coming? 8 plus 2, so 16. And this is also 16. And first one becoming 10 and second one is 12, is more than 11. Okay. What are the dual variables? Okay. 04 is the optimal solution. Let us say if I am saying 04, it is coming 16, and 82 also coming 16. So two solutions you have got. 2 means infinite. Okay. If it is optimal, then what about this dual problem? The auxiliary function value should be 16. So if it is more than or less than, it cannot be optimal solution. What do you conclude that this is say optimal solution? The maximum value equal to 16. Here minimum value we are talking. See, this all problem you please try yourself so that you will learn. And if anybody will tell you, so certainly you cannot, because now you are alone in the house. So no question of discussion. If any doubt, you can ask me, I will explain. Okay, right? Is it possible that number 4 you can solve yourself?
Sir, that
Sir,
part can you
this
repeat
is
where
no
we conclude that either y1 or y2 or y3 0 or non-zero?
Which one?
Sir, in the beginning you showed no, like in dual problem solving, you
Okay.
can
See here, this I have written some conditions. Okay. We have 5 pairs of complementary condition. This, okay. This into this equal to 0. What is the conclusion? Either x1 plus x2 minus 10 equal to 0 or y1 equal to 0. Product equal to 0. Either or means both can be 0 or at least one of them, that is you are saying at least one of them, or both can be certainly. So here x1 plus x2 is becoming 8.5. So it is not 10. Okay. So this implies here y1 equal to 0. Now second one, the product equal to 0. So product 0 means, so x1 plus x2 minus 10. Now you say that where you got minus 10? You see that.
so that is the constant.
Constant. Okay. So the constant minus this, because why we are doing so? So I have already explained how to derive the duality theory. So please look into the problem. Okay. Look into problem. We got all the derivatives, all the terms, everything. We have simplified. So all the clues are here. Okay. You have to go through minutely. So don't skip anything. If you skip, there is problem. And this I have learned myself after several years. It is not there in any book. Please remember. Not there in any book. Assuming this, they have proceeded. Not there. Okay. So once this we have decided y1 is equal to 0. Okay. Now I have told y2, y3 can be 0, cannot be 0 also. Okay. So we have to learn. Now, so from this pair.
Yes, sir, that is coming 0 0 1 now. That you said.
Which one? Which
number
one?
4. Problem number 4.
0 0 1 is coming. Okay.
Or 0,
so
4.
Number 4. Okay. 0 0 1.
1 4
So why
0, 4.
1 acha, 0 0 4 and this is 8 2 is a solution? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
0 4 is a solution? Using using 8 2 and 0 4. So you can find, I am just telling. So from here itself 4. So 4 comma 3. 4 comma 3 is a solution. 4 comma 3.
No, constraint not satisfying. First constraint is only not satisfied.
4 comma 3 how much coming?
7
Okay.
is
Then
not
0,
greater
4
than
is
10.
also
Right?
not satisfied.
Yes.
Primal constraint is only not satisfied, sir. 7 is greater than 10 is wrong,
Okay.
right?
Okay. So here, what I am saying, the 8, 2 and 0, 4, both are optimal solution or not, or one of them?
0,
Sir,
4 is
that how
not,
to
sir.
check?
0?
0, 4 is not optimal.
Not optimal. Yes. If 0, 4 is optimal, if you can say that 0, 4 is optimal, from 8, 2, 0, 4, I am combining. So 8 plus 0, okay, this is 8 by 2, that is 4. 2 plus 4 is 6 by 2, because I am just multiplying the factor half. So if these two are optimal solution, then 4, 3 must be optimal solution. So one of them is not an optimal solution. Which one? 0, 4 is not an optimal solution. Okay. Okay.
Sir, how to check? Like, we'll find the values for y1, y2, y3 and x1, x2 all right.
Both after finding value of the dual objective function and value of the primal objective function will be equal. Will it be equal for 0 and both are will be equal, no? The strong duality say that minimum value of z equal to maximum value of z dash, or maximum value of z equal to minimum value of z dash. Both will be equal. So generally, if it is a weak duality, then minimum value of z is greater than equal to maximum value of z dash. Okay. This minimum value is more than or equal to that. Okay. So that is the rule. So since one of them is not an optimal solution, so then 4, 3 cannot be optimal solution. Okay. That is the conclusion. Now here, see here. Check 20 and 0. 20 and 0 is optimal solution or not? Okay. 20 and 0. We were talking about the minimum. See, these are the very elementary examples. So you have to justify according to what the theorem you have learned. Okay, right? Number 6, what is there? How many are there? Number 10. Okay. And there are some 3 variable problem. Okay. You please try all. Okay. So I will not continue. So I will stop here. Then tomorrow we'll discuss about, if the convocation finish early, then certainly 4 o'clock I will be able to take the class, and subject to this also the MS Teams to be available. Okay. So, and my request is, don't you log in and don't be the manager. Okay, yourself. So if you are logging and if you are making a team, then certainly people will join with you, not with me. Okay. So that is the reason you should not. Okay. So I will try at 4 o'clock. If I'm getting, then certainly I will take the class. If I am not taking the class, then this course cannot be covered. Okay. So next test includes transportation, assignment, and little game theory. Okay. And this last test carries 40 mark. Second test 30, first test 30, 30, 30, 40. So the 100, and I will take Viva. Okay. Viva to justify whatever